Well, this today was Pep Guardiola's 100th Premier League home win. So let's hear from him with Des.
Pep, that's a big result, a big performance. You must be delighted with everybody out there today.
Minute 1 and minute 93 was a perfect performance. And everything, when we conceded a goal, we were playing really well. And of course, always the threat they have when the transitions and how his runners. But yeah, we played really, really good in all the part. One of the best performances in these 7 years.
And you go down, there was no panic, you kept patient, and then from the start of the second half, you took control.
Yeah, definitely. This kind of thing is always continue with the idea that we had, because the players know that we are not playing bad. It was unfair. No, football is not unfair, it's just football. Goes everyone down and we stay, and after we continue to do it, we adjust a little bit in the half time, our process, and well, of course we were lucky to score the second goal, but it depends. Everyone 1-1, 2-1. The game was so stable during 93 minutes.
It was a full team performance, but I can pick out a couple of special mentions for particularly Jack Grealish. You gave him a huge hug as he was coming on. Is that his best display in a City shirt?
I think that this season is really the Jack that we thought he could help us. So he saves the 2-0. So
tracked all the way back.
And we had 2-0, 1-1. I don't remember in that moment, but it was a transition. But we know every free kick corner you do is a chance for Salah, for his mates. We lost in Anfield for that action. We spoke about that, but always difficult to transition. And Jad helped us, but with the ball. So the aggressivity, both. Riyad was exceptional too. So I think I cannot name one better than the other one. I think all of them were exceptional.
Well, I'll try. Alvarez, we can see how much he contributes. He scored a goal and a hand in the 2 more. I mean, that's the kind of, you're stepping into Erling's.
Yeah, but not just the goal, the assist in the second and the third. So I've been involved in everything. So except the first action that he lost the ball to set to that, he was with the ball so clever. He's an exceptional player. So I think the club made an incredible signing for this prize, for the, he played for the national team from Argentina, a World Cup champion, and he's playing there alongside Messi and the rest of the people because he has something, and yeah, was really good for him.
Great performance, and the chase goes on.
Sorry?
The chase goes on.
Yeah, absolutely.
See you, Pep.
Thank you. With that ease, they were creating chances.
Jurgen Klopp called this the football week of all football weeks. They've got Chelsea next away, then Arsenal at home. They've obviously lost this first one today. What does this do for their top 4 hopes?
No, I worry for them. I thought that today, second half, they capitulated really. Man City, as good as they were, I felt Liverpool didn't lay a glove on them. I think for 60 minutes, probably half an hour left, it was game over. There was defensive frailties and not enough going forward. So going into those big games now, you worry. You look at the top 4 spots and they're off it. Newcastle got a couple of games in hand on them, and Tottenham in 4th position. Brighton are breathing down their necks. It's a real task now for top 4.
Well, after a brilliant performance today, Jack Grealish topped it off with a 4th goal to secure that win. We can hear from him now. He's with Des.
Thanks very much. Yes, I'm with the happiest man in Manchester, Jack Grealish. Plenty to be happy about as well. That was a great performance.
Yeah, no, it was brilliant. We knew it was going to be a tough game playing against Liverpool. The first game, after the international break, it's always difficult. So, we wanted to start it right, this last period of the season. And I thought we started the game well. And then, Liverpool are so dangerous with the players that they have up front. So we went 1-0 down. And, then you just, not fear the worst, but, you just think, it's going to be a tough game to get back into it and stuff. But no, I thought we responded brilliantly, and I thought it was excellent, especially in the second half.
Yeah, in control from the break. But what happened at half time? Did you step it up? What was it? With different tactics? What was it?
No, I don't even know. Like we obviously, had a chat between ourselves and then with the manager, and he was just saying, we have to stay in the game and stuff like this. And I thought we were good in the first half, apart from the goal. So. Yeah, I was in the toilet, man. I felt sick all morning, but I wasn't in the end. I feel all right now.
Yeah, you look like you're enjoying yourself out there. It takes a bit of time to get used to Manchester City and Pep Guardiola's methods? It seems like you're revelling in it right now.
Yeah, no, I love it, man. I love football. I love playing. I love training. So, and you know, when it's going well and stuff like this, there's nothing better. So, you know, I feel back to my normal self now, playing with confidence. I feel fit. And yeah, you know, scoring today and getting the assist is perfect.
And now it's over to Arsenal, isn't it?
Yeah, obviously, you know, they're a great team, but, you know, it's in their hands at the moment, so we're just going to keep doing everything we can, you know, to try and chase them. But yeah, we've just got to keep winning games, and yeah, got to love you and leave you. I need to kind of change me, see how many days off we got. See that.
1 win over Liverpool. Just how big a performance was that, Jolien, when it really mattered?
It was huge. Again, there was a lot riding on this game, obviously for obvious reasons, for both teams, different reasons. But in regards to the way Manchester City went about it, as soon as they conceded, they continued to press and play and probe, and evidently they won because they were just better at what they was asked to do. Again, it was slightly naive for me, from a personal point of view, in regards to how Klopp asked Liverpool to play, because he isolated the fullbacks, who for me aren't as comfortable as others, 1v1. And as soon as Mahrez and Jack Grealish got the ball, they caused so many problems, and obviously evidently scored 4 goals.
Absolutely. They had to come from behind in the first half, but within 1 minute of the second half starting, they were in front through Kevin De Bruyne. What did you make of the goal?
Yeah, well, listen, this is a game of details, especially at the top end when you're playing when the stakes are so high. I'll start this one off here. It's a fantastic goal. But there's elements of this where you think, you know what, can we stop this as a Liverpool team? Can we impact the game? Can we impact players? I'll stop here as the ball comes in. I'll just play it on slowly. As the ball makes its way into Alvarez there, if I just highlight Virgil van Dijk there, he's the defender there who's got a decision to make. He's got 2 players who we can see either side of him. You've got De Bruyne and you've got Alvarez. You either protect this area here, and it's a big decision to make in a short space of time. You've got a split second to make this decision. This separates the big players, the top players, and it's difficult, very difficult to do this. But if you don't get it right, you can get punished. You stay there and protect that area so De Bruyne can't get in there on his route to goal, or like he does, he makes a decision to go to him. But we'll see as I play it on here, when he starts to go to him, you've got to get close and stop him from being able to affect the game. You've got to go and either stop him, foul him, or intercept. He doesn't do that. He doesn't get close enough, and he plays a great ball out wide. Now look at this difference that now he's got to make up. It's a big difference now to make up to get back to Kevin De Bruyne. I'm going to change the focus now from Virgil van Dijk, take him out of this, and now you're looking at the goalkeeper. He has a decision to make, and this, like I said, this game is about making decisions, split second time. If he stays there now, I think he has a chance to actually make an impact on this goal, because he can then jump out when the ball does get crossed. He's got the ability to get out here, and where the end of that arrow is actually where the ball does come into. But he takes another couple of steps back, and I'll just play it on properly here. And look where his starting position is now. He's gone from where we said maybe he should start, back that way, and that gives him a hell of a lot of ground to cover. And it's a fantastic ball, it's a perfect ball, taking nothing away from the goal. But there's elements in that, if you break it down, where you can impact that phase of play to stop the goal. And
so are these lapses of concentration from big players or fundamental problems with the team?
I think it's both. I think if we talk about Van Dijk, I think if you allow him to defend, I think you're going to see his stronger attributes. I think they're creating a system which doesn't allow him to defend to a certain extent. They want him to play a high line, want him to play offside, and all of a sudden there's positions where you can't recover. Like, he cannot recover that. But the decision to try and to engage and to delay would allows your teammates to get back and recover, and then you're not outnumbered. So for me, it's more of a system failure than an individual.
As good as Man City were today, I think Liverpool contributed to that by not having urgency when they were defending. It wasn't, certainly in the last half an hour, they weren't getting close to people. We're just letting City play. And time and time again, Grealish had so much space, and Mahrez as well, 2 most dangerous players on the pitch, and they drew players into them, and it was too easy for City.
He received criticism during the international break, Virgil van Dijk, from Marco van Basten, from Ruud Gullit, about his character, really, and his leadership skills. Can you understand why that's coming his way at the moment?
I don't understand. I'm not sure about his leadership skills. He's never really been one who's won the armband. There's been people ahead of him in this team. So in terms of leadership, that's not probably his strongest attribute if you're looking at who wears the armband here.
He said he talks a lot, but he doesn't say anything.
Yeah, but how do we know that? We're not on the pitch. I think Virgil van Dijk, I think he's someone who, does he communicate enough or loud enough or what he says, is it right? I think only the Liverpool players could tell us that. When you look at there and you look at when they were flying, no one questioned him as a leader or as a talker. I think it's more important to look at like decisions that are being made on the pitch as a footballer. And that clip we showed there, it's about decision making. And at the highest level, the best players make the better decisions to impact the game. And on today's performance, in that one incident, he could have done a better job. But at the same time, you're playing against a City team who are in great form today. They, like Joel said, I think he's correct. They ask you questions, and if you can't answer immediately, you get punished.
And at the Etihad at half-time, so much to get through. Let's begin with Liverpool's positive start. The goal from Mo Salah, no surprise, against Manchester City. And what a start it was for your former club, Michael.
Oh, it was brilliant. What a game we've had here. It was a brilliant goal, back to front, playing through the lines. Liverpool have been really brave in terms of playing out. And what a finish by Mo Salah. I mean, we spoke about a great record against Manchester City. As we can see here, it's not offside. Times has run well. Diogo Jota, Akanji playing him on there at the bottom of the screen, and what a finish.
And the way the goal came about, you'd seen signs before the goal of the way Liverpool were trying to do that.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, this was early on in the game, Steve, and I was so impressed with Liverpool's bravery. Just have a look at this. I'll run it in real time. But playing out from the back, look how committed Manchester City are to trying to win this ball back. But the bravery, this puts manners on a team, this does. This puts manners on Manchester City when they're brave enough to do this. And this was the theme of the goal as well. And we'll just slow down the goal because it is I can't believe how aggressive Manchester City are in many ways. If you look at the back here, they've got 1, 2, 3 defenders against 1, 2, 3, 4 Liverpool players. They're outnumbered, and if you take that line a little bit further, you know, you've got another 2, but then another 2 of Liverpool. So they're outnumbered at the back. I mean, it's really brave of Manchester City, righty.
It is, but like once, Sean, you made the point. Once this ball comes out to Fabinho, they've got to drop it because he's got time and space on the ball.
City have got to drop.
Absolutely.
Because they play an offside. They almost both play an offside line.
Absolutely.
Here.
So you can see it. So Jota's made a great run through, and Trent is going to be able to find him. And then from there, I thought that City's aggressive press was. It looked really aggressive, but it wasn't very organised. They sorted it out a little bit in the second latter stages, but then Most comes on and scores a beautiful goal. But like, it just seemed like some were going, Alvarez was going, then De Bruyne wasn't going. It was it wasn't going in unison. So that's why I think Liverpool were able to break through them in that instance.
And a wide player running onto a ball that's virtually a dead ball, the way that Jota set it up. It was a relatively easy finish in a way, even though he's made it look easy.
Mo Salah makes a lot of things look easy.
Yeah,
but I think
absolutely.
The way the ball was positioned, he knew all he had to do. He didn't need too much power. He just had to set it wide of the post, give it enough time to come back in, and he did it perfectly. But on the City press side of it, I think what Dad said was right and what you said was right in regards of the aggression and the areas that they was in. But if you watch Alvarez's run, if he comes more straight down, he blocks that pass to Fabinho.
Yeah.
It kind of comes from the side, which gives that Fabinho a pass. But everybody else seemed to have a man and in a position.
Yeah.
And now, Sean, on the subject of wide players, for City's equaliser, before we saw what happened at one end, what about Jack Grealish's role at the other? Is this perhaps something he wasn't doing when he first signed for City?
I think it's something you don't always learn as a winger. You either have it or you don't. But his recovery run to get back here, and I remember when I played that was part of my job. I knew I had to get back, and he's getting that in his game more and more because he did it against Spurs as well when Son broke away. But there was a little bit luck there. Robinson gambled and Kevin got it round him. But this here, have the energy and the concentration level to put in that ball there. Obviously, there is a little bits of luck because it goes through Trent's leg, but he knew what he was doing and wanted to do, and he put it on the plate. And for me, he'd been a thorn in Trent's side the whole game.
Another beautifully crafted goal. A very similar theme?
Yeah.
Yeah. I
Back
think
to
so.
front, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. But I think that there's, in this instance, we just saw Jack really burst in the gut to get back there. And I think that when we see this goal, as much as, Sean's right with Kevin De Bruyne with this, he gets a nice touch and it is fortunate. But I think here, when we look up here, look at Harvey Elliott.
Yeah.
I think that's him there. So Harvey Elliott at some stage, once this goes through, Mike, once you run it, right, he has now got to realise Virgil's got to come across because we've seen Andy Robertson's come in and he's taking a chance. Once this goes into him, if we run it, now he's still he has got to recognise, Trent's got to come in, he's got to get out to Jack. He's got to do something to stop that. He doesn't do it, he's still not there, and then once we get into this situation, they're kind of at Man City's mercy.
I mean, he could be here, couldn't he? If he recognised it earlier. Trent Alexander-Arnold, Steve's got to come across because there's been a problem here. Andy Robertson's gone and squeezed, possibly shouldn't have, and then it's been a knock-on effect. Trent's had to come across to defend it, so I don't blame Trent in any way in this situation.
Here's the luck what Sean's talking about. It goes through his leg, but you know, I think that they've earned that luck in the way they've played. But like for me, what I would say there, Steve, is that if Harvey Elliott shows us.
Position maintenant. Alors que se passe-t-il? Le buteur Hakim Ziyech est resté au sol.